Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do a quick repurchase review for the month of November. So for this month, I did do, a few videos where we kind of brought back some of the holiday collections I reviewed previously. So I'm not necessarily going to choose any of those as my favorites because I did already include them in previous repurchase reviews. So we're going to look more at the newer items that were included here this month. And we're going to follow the same format as always, where we go through what I covered in each video and then my top 5 for the month. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning of November with the Dolce & Gabbana Gemstone Collection. So the Dolce & Gabbana Gemstone Collection, I think, was a really nice surprise. I was not expecting this. We have a beautiful, warm eyeshadow palette. You can see we've got a matte shade. We have a duochrome. We have these nice velvety shimmer shades here. And I think it's a really beautiful palette. It does remind me of, some of the older Pat McGrath quads that we would see sometimes. I just think it's a beautiful palette. In addition, we had 4 limited edition lipsticks. This one here is number 415, Sapphire Rust. And what I like about the lipsticks is that we have a shade that will suit everybody, basically. So they covered all of your different undertones. One of my favorite products, however, is the Dolce & Gabbana Lip Balm. And I actually covered this one in a later video because it wasn't out when I purchased the original set. So what I like about this balm, it's a nice clear balm, but we have kind of a green glitter in there. So it makes it a little bit different and unique. Overall, I think the collection is beautiful. I would definitely purchase all of these items again. We also took a look at the new Decorte loose powder, which I think is a really nice loose powder. It comes with a puff. I did feature this in my powder party recently, so I think this is a great loose powder. I'd pick this one up again. I also picked up one of the blushes, and the color online was pretty misleading. I'd pick up more of the blushes, but the color itself, although nice, wasn't what I thought. I'd still buy it again though. Next, we have SUQQU Holiday, and this was gifted. This is the 101 palette, and I think it's a really beautiful quad of eyeshadows, but the highlighter on the side is just okay to me. It's not much of a highlighter in my opinion. It's very, very subtle, and so you can barely see it there. So I really like the quad. The highlighter is just okay. I did not purchase any of the lipsticks. They also have glitter eyeliners, which I think are nice. Overall, I think it's a nice, solid palette. I would pick this palette up again, but honestly, I would prefer it to be a quad without the highlighter. So I think it's still worth getting, but just know that this shade, honestly, I would use it more as an all-over base to give just a hint of a glow on the brow bone versus as a regular highlighter. I do prefer their recent Reflect highlighters over this one. We also took a look at the Victoria Beckham eyeliner in Orchid, which I think is okay, but it's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be and a little bit warmer. So, it's not a favorite of mine. I would probably pass on that one again just because it's not one I'm going to use a ton. We also took a look at the new permanent lipsticks from Dolce & Gabbana. This is their first permanent lipstick. I love how it's in slim style packaging. I think the packaging is nice and chic. And we have 3 different finishes. So we have the mattes. The one thing is their photos online are very misleading. So this one here is my 19.01. Their names are terrible. The colors online are terrible, but the lipsticks themselves are really, really nice. So I really like the matte formula. The satin formula, satin is in general my favorite formula overall for a lipstick, but I don't love their satin. This is my 101, and that's mostly because you can smell this one a bit more. There's a bit of a fragrance here. And then my Juicy Sheer, I love these. This one is my 1984. So the sheer and the mattes are my 2 favorites from these. I picked up, I believe it was 9 of the lipsticks. So definitely check out the video for swatches if you're thinking of ordering any. Next, we have the By Terry highlighters, and these luminizers, you can use these on the eyes and the face. So this one here is my personal favorite. This is number 2, Fairy Flirt. I think it's a gorgeous pink. I love how they've got a copper, they've got a gold, they've got this pink. So you can really do so many different things with them. It's a beautiful formula. Very smooth, not gritty. I love the packaging because it's gorgeous, but yet it's still flat for easy storage. So I think these are a win. I'd purchase these again. With these, I paired the Chanel Holiday Lip Glosses, which I actually already had 2 of them. I just picked up the one later one, which is this one. It's number 726 Icing. Honestly, I think if you like Chanel lip glosses and you don't have the shades in the holiday sets, I think they're totally worth getting. And yeah, I personally love them. The shade Bourgeoisie is in there. It's in there like every year. It's one of my all-time favorite lip glosses. So this one here is Icing, which was new to me, but I definitely buy it again. And if I didn't have, you know, relatively new versions of the other shades, I would have purchased a set as well. Then we did a video on recommendations for Fude brushes sold at Fude Bobo in honor of their huge sale. Definitely some great recs there. Take a look at that if you missed it. And then we looked at Addiction Tokyo. They had sent me quite a bit of the Through the Looking Glass collection, their part 2 for holiday, and I had that in the previous month, so we're not going to cover those, but I did order a few other things I really wanted to try that were not included there. So this one here is my number 1 favorite from that. This is Hidden Blush number 101, and I have this on my cheeks right now. What I love about this black cream blush is it's a bit more blackberry, yet it's not the type that leaves you looking bruised. So I think it's a really beautiful shade. It turns into like more of a crushed blackberry look to it, and it's stunning. So I'd pick up all of the items I picked up from Addiction Tokyo again. They can almost always do no wrong. Farrah Hamidi, the holiday lip kit. I love this color, and I think it's a really beautiful shade here. It's kind of a soft rosy berry. Definitely would get this one again. And then we went through a whole bunch of tinted lip balms from Ole Henriksen, Pacifica, Biossance, Bloom Effects, Finding Ferdinand, and some of those were sent to me. Some of them were ones that I bought. My favorites out of all of those, honestly, I do really enjoy all of them, but the one that I use the most has been the Biossance in, I believe it's called Supernova. I'll put that on the screen there if I'm wrong, but it's the berry shade, and I've been keeping it just kind of on my bathroom sink and putting it on in the morning before I go to school drop off. So that one's been a most used, and the Ole Henriksen are probably my second favorite out of all of those. So I think they're all great balms and really some great choices. The Pacifica ones, if you're looking for something fruity, I love the fragrances there if you're into those. Then we took a look at the Nars Afterglow Tempting eyeshadow palette, which, you know, I wasn't sure if I wanted this or not. I really wanted the purples, but a lot of the other shades look pretty warm. And it's true, we've got a mix of warm, cool, and neutral. But I actually really like that in the palette. You can see that you can get more of those like terracotta warm eyes. You can get some cooler tone purpley eyes. You've got some pinks, you've got some duochromes. I think overall, I'm just going to do the middle row going vertically here. I didn't pick up that one. You can get some really beautiful looks here, and they vary quite a bit. So I love the versatility of this palette. So I think it's a really nice palette. I'd pick this one up again, especially if you can get it on sale. Of course, right after I bought it, it went like 20% off. I was kicking myself, but I do think it's a great palette. And then we took a look at the KJH. This is Katie Jane Hughes's brand. So she released the Soft Smudge Lip and Cheek. This one here is soft pink. Packaging on these, you know, it's like your, you know, nothing special, a little cheap plastic feeling. Overall though, I think it's a really nice, soft, smudgy formula. They kind of remind me of the Bisou Balms from Violette FR, just in different shades. They go on nicely for lips and cheeks. I do find them a little drying on my lips though, so I prefer them on the cheeks, and I love how you get that blurred effect on the cheeks. So I think they're nice. They're not wow. If I were to do it again, I'd probably just pick up 1 or 2 instead of all of the shades. Then we took a look at the Chanel Holiday Liquids that I covered in the previous month. So we're going to pass over those, but I personally love them. And then we took a look at the Viseart Cyrano's palette, which I think is a really, really nice, like everyday eyeshadow palette. However, it is limited edition. I'm just doing some select shades here. So we have some cooler tone shades, we've got warmer tone shades, we've got neutral shades. It's a nice mix. They're all kind of sultry and warm. It kind of make me think of like cozy nights and so forth. And I think it's a really beautiful palette. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. So I would definitely purchase this again. Another new holiday item for me was the Byredo mascara in Magnetic State. So it's a beautiful hunter green. I've been wearing it almost every day since I bought this. So definitely a fantastic product. I would buy it again. And I'm planning on picking up a second one before it's out of stock. Next up, my brushes are in the wash, but I did buy the Sonia G, the maki set for the holidays, and I think it's a great set. I really like this one. It is similar to some of her previous ones, so depending on what you already have, this might not be something you want in your collection, but for anybody who does collect her brushes, I think it's a really beautiful set there. So very happy with that. Then we looked at the new Hindash highlighters, and these were a bit disappointing to me. This is the shade La Luna, which online looks like it's a lavender gradient, but you can see how white it is. It's basically just a white highlighter, and there's not that much of a difference between the left and the right sides here. The pink shade as well is a bit warmer in person. So overall, I found they were to be a little disappointing. They're a little gritty on the eye, so I actually prefer them on the cheeks. They're nice, just not what I was expecting. They're not as nice as I thought they were. So honestly, I would pass on these in favor of the By Terry or perhaps another brand. If you're looking for white, I would look at the Cle de Peau holiday highlighters instead, or the SUQQU Reflect in White. That's a great one. Then we took a look at Jones Road. So they had sent me this holiday kit, which I think is a nice kit. I do like it. But we do have 2 repeat shades and a new highlighter shade here. I think it's a nice product. We also have a lip kit, and I like the lip kit. But again, we've got some repeat shades in there along with a new shade. And so overall, I think they're very nice. We also covered my top 5 favorite products from the brand, not related to the holiday stuff, you know, just permanently available. And overall, I think they have a nice brand with some underrated products. Like the powder products, in my opinion, are pretty underrated, but they're the stars in my opinion. As for the holiday collections, I think they're nice. And if I was looking to try out the brand and see if I like the formulas, I think this is a great way to do it. So I would purchase them again in that respect, but considering the collection I already have, they're a little unnecessary for me, but I do like seeing the new shades. Then the next couple of videos, we took another look at Dior Backstage, which we covered previously, so we're not going to go over that again. And then we did our big powder deep dive and comparison. So check that out if you're in the market for a press or loose powder. So let's go ahead and move on to my top 5 for the month. All right, I tried to pick everything up. This is it. This is my top 5 in no particular order. We have the Sonia G brushes. I really love that set. I purchased a set. They also sent me one in PR, which was so kind. Also, the Byredo mascara. As I mentioned, I'm going to purchase another one of these before it sells out. And the Addiction Tokyo Black Cream Blush. This is called Hidden Blush 101. That's in there, along with the Viseart Cyranoise palette. And the Dolce & Gabbana lip balm, which I've been wearing constantly. I just put this on top of everything. So I also think it makes just a stunning gift. So those are my top 5 for the month. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day and happy holidays.